So I saw this meme on Instagram. That junk launched me out. It says, basically, why do women be a whore or a freak junk with some guys and then want to build a bond with other guys? And I mean, I know that's something you can relate to. You said you had that experience a lot of times.
Yeah, that seems to be my life, you know.
But that's because you're a good guy.
When DJ gets in the picture, it's like you reform, you know. You don't want to be the little freak nasty joke that all the guys like for a little plaything. You want to bun me up, you know. Everything changes.
But that should be like a compliment to you.
I mean, sort of, but, you know, I want to have the same kind of fun that, you know, the little bad boys get. You know, they get the best sides, I feel.
I mean, it's true in a sense. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes you meet a dude and you kind of know they not really about nothing, but in your mind,
you gonna make them.
Right. You feel like, you know, if you do enough, that you'll make them about something. So of course that comes with you being freaky and, you know, doing all your little tricks and stuff, thinking like you'll turn them out. Whereas you meet somebody like you know, you got yourself together, honest dude, you know, you real upfront about yours, you know, very intelligent guy. Like, you just got a lot going, so it's like in our mind, we don't want to mess that up, so I ain't gonna, you know, show them that side and then chase them away, not really realizing that even a guy like you still want that side, you know.
That's right.
So, you know, but like I never really thought about it till, you know, of course you see a meme like that or I hear you say stuff like that, you don't even realize that's what you're doing. It's just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, I want to know from, like, I want to have a whole discussion, debate about this, because I want to know what females, like, what's some other perspectives on this? Like, what are y'all, so the bad guy, he can get all the good, you know, but the good guys, like, you got to be reserved, you got to be this image that's supposed to be a perfect woman or something like that for the good guy and bore him right off.
Right. Well, it's like I said, you don't even realize you're doing it. I mean, I know for me, it's just kind of like, I guess your whole perspective changed. Like, you know, it depends on where you are in your life. Okay, am I looking to play? Am I looking, you know, to settle down and be in a relationship? So if I'm with the guy that get a lot of girls and all that, I feel like I'm competing with all that. And then, you know, if I'm with a guy that seems to be more of a settling down type, then I feel like I got to show them like that wifely side. Because, you know, some guys, like we addressed in a previous video, when they think of a wife or their main chick, they don't really think of them as like a freak. You know, that's a person or a woman they hold to a different standard. So I guess that's kind of what's in a female's mind. You know, you meet this guy and they husband material, like, I'm not going to show you all that. Like, you know, I don't want you to think less of me. And I think that's what it is. Like, we feel like you think less of us. Like, yo, she trash. Like, you know, she bought me up the first night, so I ain't really trying to look at her serious.
So you're cool with the bad boy thinking you're trash and thinking less of you because it's like you got something to prove. Okay, so I'm starting to get it. So you got something to prove to that guy, knowing that he don't give a ish anyway. But it's like the good guy's kind of like, well, let me just do everything real nice and perfect, and I don't want to mess it up. Like that doesn't make, don't get me wrong, it makes sense because I see the logic behind it, but if you sit back and look at it, it doesn't make sense. You should pull out all the tricks and stuff on the good guy, turn him out, because the good guy's more likely to stay than that other guy who just, you know, you just gonna be another story.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I think it's a misconception. You know, you kind of clearing up that myth because, I mean, that's what I thought. Like, I really didn't think a good guy that's looking for a good girl would want that. I mean, even though, you know, you hear say all the time. But but you know that saying, like, I want a, you know, a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. Right. You know, so I guess that's kind of what most men want. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying be like a prude with the good guy, but it's just like at the same time, you don't want to be the most nasty because then, like, okay, if you're looking to settle down and you thinking like, all right, you know, let me see what this chick about, and then she just nasty joint, you know, she real nasty doing all this stuff. First thing that cross your mind is like, well, who else she doing this with?
I mean, this is true.
So like, how she learned to do all that? So then, you know, your mind started playing, and you like, I don't know about this junk. Because I had a situation where, you know, I had a friend or whatever, and the friend was dating this guy, and I was cool with both of them. You know, I'm cool, of course, with my friend, and I'm cool with the guy. And like, they did some first date, you know. I mean, I don't know what happened per se, but I know it was enough of a concern where the dude came to me like, yo, she do this all the time? Like, this kind of her thing? You know, and I'm like, nah, like, for real, like, she really don't ever do that. Like, this the first time I knew about it. But, you know, it's like, it made him question. Like, he still end up bundling the joint up, but it kind of put him on some type of alert. Like, oh, if this how she get down, I don't know if this is a chick that I want to wife up. So
yeah, but that goes back to guys not knowing themselves either. Like, you say that in one breath, but then you get your girl who's just kind of typical junk, don't really do much, and you're bored. So you run out, you want to get that freak jump that she could be for you, but you thinking like, oh, I don't want to bun nothing like that. But you rather just go out and get that somewhere else. You know, so that's kind of like the guy not really understanding himself too.
That's true, and I mean, at the same time, I feel like it can really be a simple fix. It all comes back to communication. You know, like we talked about the last time, like being honest and open with each other. Because, like, okay, if I'm with you and you express to me, like, look, I like this and that. You know what I'm saying? Now you open a whole different conversation. So we're not both just running off assumptions. Now we know. We ain't got to guess and figure out what you like, what you don't like. You know, we could just simply tell each other.
Right.
I mean, that could be a concept, you know. But I feel like things are so taboo. People don't want to talk about certain things, you know. And it's just like, it's really a detriment to the relationship because you're not discussing the things that really matter. Right. And then you sitting there wondering why your significant other stepped out. You know, and that goes both ways with the man and the female.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, I've heard the stories where guys are really not sexually adventurous. And
yeah, I mean, but yeah, because, you know, like, if a guy is trying to impress the woman, then he gonna pull out all the tricks, you know. He gonna make sure he do whatever he can that he think gonna turn you out. Mm-hmm. But if it's like, you know, if he loses that where he feels like he has to impress her, then, you know, he'll fall back to the lazier side of the spectrum, the sexual spectrum.
I mean, then if he fall back to that, then now she was on the other foot.
Right.
And the woman now, she like, yo, he boring.
Right.
He ain't trying to do nothing. Let me go ahead and step out. Because, you know, when I hear females that step out, that's what you hear. Like, she with this dude, he putting it down, you know, blah, blah,
like that
blah.
movie.
Yeah, Temptation.
Temptation, same thing.
Exactly. Like, she come home, like, come on, let's do it right here. He like, if we don't go upstairs and fluff them pillows, light the candles like we supposed to. You know? But, you know, I mean, it's real, though, because, like, a lot of us, we have expectations in our mind of what a marriage or a relationship should be. So you feel like it's supposed to be this nice, clean, wholesome thing. So you operate off that dynamic, you know, and that may not be what either of y'all want. So it really comes back, like I said, to that communication piece and putting it out there. So ladies, listen, you know, if you got that card in your back pocket, pull it out sometimes, you know. Let them see what you're working with, for real, for real. And
I mean, think about it, you know, think how to keep it exciting. Think about how they might be feeling. You know, like some of you women that your guys have wandering eyes and stuff like that. Don't get mad at him for it. You know, think about, all right, so what would, like, give him that pop factor, that excitement? Like, what can I do to just, like, maybe just blow his mind? Something I ain't did before. Guys, same thing. You got to be thinking on that. Like, you know, not just, all right, this is my lady, blah, blah, blah. Nah, like, think about how to excite her, you know, when she looking at these movie stars or whatever that they like. You know, what is her fantasy that will happen with him, and you can become that.
And I have a point that I want to make about guys where I feel like guys fall off at is foreplay. Like, like foreplay, man, like that can start from the time you wake up. And like, you know, I can admit you're really good with that. Like, you know, you and I are real big on PDA or whatever, but not even really PDA because don't nobody got to be around. But, you know, just being affectionate, period. And like all throughout the day, like you're constantly groping, kissing, you know, the whole thing. So it's like a build up. So by the time they get there, you know, not too much else got to be done. But, you know, at the same time, you know, some men, you just get in the bedroom and they think you're supposed to be on ready, and like you ain't really give me nothing to go off. Like now, a lot of times y'all made the comparison like, oh, well, at first when we first started dating, I ain't have to do nothing, you know, because you have a different type of excitement and curiosity and all that going on. But you know, when you deep in a relationship, you got children, you got responsibilities, y'all working, like, you know, you got to do some extra work sometimes. So I feel like that foreplay aspect is real important. Like, don't sleep on that.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyhow, y'all, you know, these are our thoughts or whatever about the topic. Of course, we're always open to hear what y'all got to say.
I like to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody willing to jump out there and
be bold.
And say like how you feel about it, I like to hear it because I'm one of them guys that always get the freak joke and want to bun me. You know, so.
No, you mean the freak Jones don't want to. Well, okay.
No, the freak Jones want to bun me,
but don't want to be a freak with you.
Right.
Got you. So y'all like this video? Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like it, and please leave us some comments. Give us some feedback.
Yeah.
All right.